I think everyone will have their own interpretation of why the Terminator is, fun to watch and why people like to watch Terminator movies. My interpretation is that, and the way I act it out is, you try to be a villain, but at the same time you're trying to be heroic. And there's a fine line between that, and I think that's why Terminator was voted the same year as the favorite, one of the top villains and also one of the top heroes. And then that means that we have accomplished our goal, because the idea always was, to be the villain, but to make everyone walk out and say, that's really cool. Can you imagine if we would have that kind of a power? I feel like my whole action career has begun first with Conan the Barbarian, but that was to show the body and to show the muscles. And I wanted to get out of that where I have to continuously just flex my muscles on the screen. And so I think the Terminator movie was really the first movie that allowed me to do that, where no one asked to show a bicep or an arm or the pectoral muscles or the abs or the this or that. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It was all about right here, the face, the eyes, and the acting. And so it was really a big breakthrough for my career, because people then noticed, yeah, I can do that. I don't have to rely on a body. And so I think from that moment on, from 1984 on, Terminator was one of those characters that I just loved playing, because I felt like it brought me good luck in my career move. And then when we did the second one, it became the highest grossing movie of the year, and it won awards and everything. And so it was really, I always felt like that this movie brings me great luck. And it's fun to play the Terminator and to play this kind of a character, because there's part of that is in me, this machine-like behavior, which you get from bodybuilding. You become kind of a machine. It's all about reps and, keeping your emotions out and focusing on your goal and working your way up and winning, and all of this kind of stuff. And just, there's no one in front of you. There's no obstacle. Psychologically, not physically, but psychologically, you mow over those obstacles and you force your way through to victory. And so all of this is kind of part of me. So that's why I could really relate to the character really well. To me, it is great to be back. And in the first Terminator movie, I was trying to kill her and eliminate her no matter what. And in the second one, I was helpful and protecting John Connor. And I swear I will not kill anybody, all those kind of things. And so, then each one, it changed always. But Linda is a great addition to this film. And I think that Cameron and the other writers, they knew how to bring her back in a very organic way. And so now working with her on the set has been really great. From an acting point of view, I would say much more challenging, because you have to find those moments and you have to kind of rely on, I had to rely kind of on Cameron to explain it to me the way he wrote it. And I had to rely a lot, of course, on Tim Miller, who is the director. And so it is really his responsibility to dial me forward or back, to say, well, this was a little bit too human. Let's do another take to become where you act human, but you're still clumsy and you're still machine-like the way you talk. You rattle information off. You don't emphasize words like we do. It's a it just runs through it on a kind of flat basis. And that also makes it more fun for the other actors then to comment on that. So I think that I relied a lot on Tim Miller on that, and I think he's done a great job. And he has been very helpful in me playing this character in that way. I think he was pretty dialed in when I started working. And so when I saw him the first time, I said, wow, he's really terrific. He sells the idea of being a threat and being a machine and all that stuff. So he obviously is a great actor, and he has worked on it really hard. And again, with the help of Tim and everybody, I think the way it is written, I think that he has done an extraordinary job with that. Yeah, absolutely. For me, it's a little easier because I just go, pull up my sleeve. So I just blow up the muscles, and then they grow. So I have that command over my body. No, but in all seriousness, I've been working out my whole life. So when I, continue on in a Terminator role, I feel like I'm in shape. I can do the part. I look decent, even though I'm 71 years old. But I don't have to kind of worry about, oh, well, you look like an old man now. Yeah, maybe your hair gets more gray and your beard is getting more gray, which was really funny. In this movie, they had me grow a beard, so I look older. So we really sell the idea this is Terminator later on type of. The way it is written, it is huge. And you could only do this kind of, create this world with visual effects and special effects and all this kind of stuff. So I'm curious, and I think that's why it was so brilliant to hire Tim Miller, because that is the world he comes from, to create this fantasy and to create this world. And we've seen that in Deadpool, and we will see it also in this movie. He really he feels very comfortable with moving from directing a stunt and some great action to directing you in a scene, in a very intimate scene, or to direct something that is gigantic and big and really put the pieces together and see it the way it will look edited. And he edits right along as we're shooting. So, he has been the right man for this job. And so I'm looking forward really to see all this great action on the screen. I was asked to do it. I read the script. It was really totally organic, the way I am in a movie and the way I came back and all this stuff. And I'm delighted to work again with Cameron, to work with Tim Miller, who I admire tremendously, and to work with Linda Hamilton and with all the new cast that we have here. It's a really, they've created a great family here.